Good afternoon. My name is Sergeant Chris Fine. I'm a Public Information Officer at the Lee County Sheriff's Office. We called this press conference today to provide an update on an animal cruelty investigation. To provide those updates, Sheriff Carmine Marceno. Sheriff?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you. My stance on animal abuse and cruelty has been made clear. It's zero tolerance. On Sunday, June 5th, my Animal Cruelty Task Force, Central District detectives, and members of the Lee County Domestic Animal Services responded to a home on Morse Plaza in Fort Myers. There they found a deceased one-year-old Doberman pinscher named Sinister. Detectives learned that Sinister was left in an unattended car for over an hour and a half. The windows were up, the engine was off. Sinister's owner, 53-year-old James Russell, decided to run errands and go about his day while Sinister had no access to water, ventilation, or food. Once Russell decided to check on Sinister, he located him, deceased. Russell removed Sinister from the vehicle and placed him in a near trash pile in the front yard, not once attempting to render aid. It's estimated that vehicle Sinister was left in reached temperatures over 130 degrees. Sinister's core temperature at the time of my team's arrival was over 106 degrees. This doesn't take a genius to understand that this is an inhumane and disgusting thing to do to an animal. My detectives arrested James Russell and charged him with aggravated animal cruelty. He is now at the Marceno Motel. There's food there, there's water, there's air conditioning and ventilation. All of these things that he deprived from his poor, defenseless animal. It's unacceptable. My team concluded another investigation with no stone unturned. They will continue to do so. We will not stop at nothing. We will put people like James Russell in a pile of trash in our yard where he belongs. I just hope he doesn't bring fleas into my jail. We will always have plenty of room at the Marceno Motel, especially for abusive lowlives. I'll take some questions.
Sheriff, approximately how long was that dog in the car?
About an hour and a half, and they say every 15 minutes it climbs to a temperature which creates heat stroke. No ventilation, no water, no food. The car was off.
Any remorse from that owner?
No, a matter of fact, our detectives, which I couldn't be more proud of, our deputies and our detectives, while speaking with them, it was kind of like, look, I'm going on my way, doing my things, and him and his son, actually, they understood that while the son was furious about it, Dad was, kind of like, all right, you're talking to me.
With that, in that situation, if someone accidentally locks their dog in the car, because sometimes that happens, and it's unintentional, what should a person do if they're in that situation?
Well, first of all, if you're going to be a dog owner, an animal owner, be a responsible owner, okay? If you're going to go shopping and you plan to run errands, make plans for your animal, for your dog, before you go. Don't bring your dog. Don't leave your dog in a vehicle, especially in the summertime, okay? The temperatures climb so fast here. If the car's not running, if the AC's not running, it's minutes and the dog will have heat stroke. So just think before you do things. And, especially my Animal Cruelty Task Force is amazing. My team and my family members here do an amazing job. We leave no stone unturned. I've asked before, I've told everybody, if you abuse or neglect an animal in Lee County, we're absolutely coming out in full force, and we're going to charge you to the fullest extent of the law. Unfortunately, he'll have food and water in my jail in the Marceno Motel. This is not a human being. This is a defenseless animal, and we have to protect those that cannot protect themselves.
He dumped this animal in a trash can.
So not only...
He didn't even call you guys, didn't even try to say, help me. I'm in a
Not only
situation.
was the dog deceased, but he goes over, he takes the dog, throws it in a pile of trash, and goes on his way. Okay? The only trash is him. That's the only trash. He steals oxygen from America.
Do we know how long they own the dog?
Dog's about 1 to 1.5 years old, and I guess I don't know the exact number, but about a year to a year and a half.
Was it something that they purchased, or maybe
I don't know the answer if they purchased it or not, or they adopted it, but regardless, that dog is their dog. It's their responsibility. You got to be a good human being, and we're not going to tolerate animal abuse or neglect.
How many times do you guys see this a year, and how many times is too much?
So I think, you know, some people may think we have an increase in animal abuse or neglect, but we don't. What we do have are people calling us more. They're seeing it, saying it, making the call, which I'm very thankful for. The Animal Cruelty Task Force has done an amazing job. It's not only just going out and arresting people, but it's also educating people and telling them, you got to take care of your dog. The dog needs food and shelter. It's working with domestic animal services. So they do everything and all the above. But we still see those unfortunate, I call them people, but they're not people, that want to abuse or neglect an animal. Okay? Not only did he commit the horrific act, but he throws the dog in trash because he could care less. Well, you know what? That's not a human being. Yes?
Did he have any priors?
So he does have prior arrests. They are fraud, they are battery, but nothing as far as abuse of animals. But he is no stranger to the jail. That's his history. But now he will have that aggravated, felony on his charge.
Is this the only animal he had?
To my knowledge, this is what he had. Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately.
I know usually covering these animal cruelty cases, the deputies get there in enough time, they go to the vet, you talk about treating them. Emotionally, I know pets are close to your heart when you talk about these kind of cases. What does this mean to you and your deputies to basically get there and there's nothing you can do at this point?
So it's no secret, thank you, I am a dog lover. I'm an animal lover, and I will tell you, that's why we started the Animal Cruelty Task Force. And sometimes we get there and we're able to save that animal. Again, an animal is defenseless. We have to protect those that cannot protect themselves. Unfortunately, I've tried to get the message out, and I appreciate all of you here today if you can really send a firm message. Lee County, Florida, as long as I breathe, the great residents of this county are going to have law and order. If any person believes they're going to neglect or abuse an animal in this county, I'm telling you now, we're coming out every resource. I don't care where they go. They could leave. I'm going to hunt them down, and they're going to prison. I'm going to protect those that cannot protect themselves. It's heartbreaking that I stand here, yet another animal case, and in this one, not a happy ending. This one, our suspect goes to jail, which is more than he deserves. He's getting treated better than how he treated that poor little dog, unfortunately.
Any children at home?
I'm sorry?
Any children at home?
Yes. There. I know that he had a son. There was a family that cared for the dog, but mostly it was in our suspect's care. But you know what? Our great state attorney, Amira Fox, and I talk every day. We talk regularly. We work together as a cohesive team. And I'm telling you firsthand, okay, even yesterday, our great state attorney told me, we're not going to tolerate animal abuse. And I have the utmost confidence in her and her team. They do an amazing job, and we will work together as a team now to not only just follow up with this arrest, but to get it prosecuted. So I applaud our state attorney, Amira Fox, for her efforts, because we're a small part of the puzzle here. We make that arrest, and then we have to work with our state attorney to follow up on prosecution and go the distance. And I'm proud to say, in this county, the team that we have with our state attorney's office is second to none.
Thank you.
Thank you.